I got regular Crayolas.
You got crayons?
I do.
I wasn't sure whether to get crayons because every time I color, I feel like I have to bear down really hard to get it to look like marker. And that's the way I like crayons to look.
So Say that again?
No. So I got colored pencils instead.
We got crayons, we got robots, we got all kinds of stuff. Greetings, welcome back to another episode of the Vodkast Friends. I'm your host, as always, Jess and With me, as often, is my good friends, Artie T. Neiman III and Jess Carlozzi. What do you guys got to say for yourselves?
Greetings.
I wish I had a number after my name.
Yeah, you can add one.
No, I mean, just Carlozzi, first of her name.
First of her name. That's nice, though. You could just put a 1 there, and you're number 1.
Let's not get crazy.
I'm gonna dig right into this because I've been waiting for a while to not only bust into these but to film these. So we've collectively had to get 3 adults over the age of 40 together on a night during the week, and that can be difficult sometimes. But I did discover this. Look at this. See the envelope? You see it?
No.
Oh, no, it's X-ray. Look at
that. You can see right through it.
Yeah. So what should I open up first? By the way, this is the follow-up to Gnomes, Goblins, and Grottos, Artie's first coloring book, which is fantastic. Here's the coloring I did right here. And this is his follow-up. So let me bust into, I guess, this first?
Sure.
Okay.
The package is the book, and the envelope is the part of the bundle that comes from Etsy, where you get a print and a bookmark.
So if you order it on Etsy, which is in the comments below, I'll put the link down there, you do get a little package deal. That's interesting. That's a good deal. So what inspired you guys to collaborate and work on this together? I mean, obviously you guys love cryptids, but...
I already said, hey, you want to work on a cryptid coloring book with me? And that's like if Stephen King's like, hey, can I read your short story? Like, you're not going to say no to that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I'm super excited to see it because, like I said earlier, the last 6 months or so, I've seen little glimpses of this. I already would share an image here or there. However, I haven't seen the final, and there it is in my hand. Look at it in all its glory. And this is your first credit as an author, is it not, Jess?
Correct.
There you go. Oh, I love the soft feel of the cover. I'm going to rub it on my nipples before I go to bed at night. Let's take a look here. Okay, copyright page. Very nice. Oh, fancy schmancy. And there we go. To my cryptid co-host, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys a lot. Thank you for sending this. I fully support my friends as artists, and I was going to order one the minute it came out. And Artie was kind enough to go ahead and send a pre-copy before it was available. So thank you very much for that. And I can't wait to actually dig in and color one of these. Do you guys have a favorite piece in this? Like, is there a certain page that jumps out at you?
I'm a mega fan of Puckwudgies. Those are my favorite for sure.
And this one is mine, obviously.
Oh, the Thylacine. Yeah.
I think that's what I want to color tonight.
But is that what you're going to work on tonight, Jess?
I don't have a Thylacine colored pencil. So I might color around him and do his stripes. I don't know. Like, I know they can be any color I want them to be, but I want them to be real color. What are you doing the Puckwudgie one tonight to color?
Possibly.
Jay, you?
Oh, like I said, I'll probably add mine in post. I didn't have a camera ready set up tonight, and I do like to keep these pristine. So what I'll most likely do is scan an image in, print it out, and then I'll be able to really go to town and still have my unscathed. Because someday when it's worth billions, nobody's going to want my colorings. They're going to want the untouched coloring book.
This is a first edition too, so you gotta hold on to it.
Yeah.
I want you guys to pick these books up. I want you to carry them around with you for months in your briefcase and what have you, to get them scuffed up and weathered, but make it your own.
The Kraken one, I have not seen this one yet, and that is amazing. It's the scale that is relayed in this with the ship is totally awesome.
Artie did insane on all the drawings. Like, there's not one drawing that I'm like, that doesn't scream what it is.
That's actually one of the questions I was going to ask you, Artie. Do you feel like there's any way that you have jumped forward artistically since your last book to this one? Like, is there something that you've done or, tried or practiced and become better at, or?
Well, the sheer volume, like, of artwork I made for the new book in like a consistent time frame, it's definitely improved.
The Nightcrawler is one of my favorites. The Pants Man. And so for each one that's written or that's illustrated here, what did you do just to like come up with the little snippets for each one? Is it just things you came up with? Like, have you thought about writing before?
I have it open to the map and Gary right now, because I think I'm going to do that one instead. What I did was I charted a course deep into the Amazon rainforest. Mm-hmm. I did some interviews. I did some one-on-ones with the natives. Yeah. And took all that back to Massachusetts and did some write-up.
Along with some malaria.
Yeah. I mean, a small case of malaria, what is that?
Yeah. For the price of
getting the information for Artie to make these amazing drawings with.
Did you find a mapping quarry out there? You did, right?
I did find one. I let him go. I'm like, you know what, buddy? You're the last one. Take your big, weird body with its absurd abdomen stomach and just go live your life.
You figured out that he just eats mangoes.
Yeah. His legs gross me out. Like, his backwards feet are so like, oh. I think that's the one I want to color now that I picked up the brown crayon. Well, I don't know, colored pencil. I can't say crayon.
I've had this pack of Twistables for about 20 years.
You going to use them tonight?
I could possibly, yeah.
Jay, earlier, I thought tonight would be the night I busted this open.
Ooh.
But I don't want to ruin it with markers, so I'm going to use colored pencil.
Yeah, I made a call. With the first book, I left the back pages blank in case of glue and stuff. And, if you liked both images that were on one page, you'd be kind of stuck. Like you could only color one.
I like the decision. I think some of these are really cool to see, like the process of where they came as a thumbnail and just an idea and evolved into what they finally did. I think that's a cool idea. Yeah. The blank is nice, but like, I feel like, if you need a piece of paper, you could probably find one. And that's the great thing about art too, is you don't need a piece of paper. You could have an old brown paper bag or an old receipt or whatever, you have on hand and go to town. Some of the best stuff I've ever drawn is on like the back of a receipt.
I'm a big fan of receipts that have a blank back. It's like a note.
So I see the Squonk is in here. You guys were at Squonkapalooza last year. You guys going to be there this year again?
I am scheduled to be there, and I will have a bunch of books until.
I am not.
You've got your you've got Cryptid Fest coming up in September.
Yeah, it's a month afterwards, so I'm going to take all like the whatever I would have done down there and use it up here for.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Artie is one of our featured vendors at Cryptid Fest this year.
You have a date?
September 14th.
September 14th. Okay.
Yep. In ye old Rainham, Massachusetts.
Boom. We'll share all that information in the comments below.
We have a Bigfoot showing up. I just found out.
Oh my God.
Please don't take any types of gunshots at the Bigfoot when he shows up, because he will bleed real blood. There's a man inside. So please don't attack the Bigfoot when he shows up.
Well, I lived in Cryptid to research the book. I promised I wouldn't say anything, but sorry.
Well, any particular cryptids that you were living with when you're doing the research, or just in general? Like, is there like a community that they all hang out in? Like, does Loch Ness go swimming and Bigfoot's, fishing by the shore?
Cryptid community.
Yeah.
I swam with Nessie. The Puckwudgies found me. Didn't have to find them, which was nice. Just found the map in Guaru.
And I had to find dangerous ones, and you're like hanging out with like, oh, the Puckwudgies are dangerous, I guess. I feel like they're so small they wouldn't be dangerous, but I guess they are.
Are there any that you would consider undangerous? Is like Squonk? I mean, that's got to be an undangerous cryptid. Look at the thing.
My question to you is, what is undangerous?
I mean, all right. So Bigfoot, generally speaking, when I think of him, I feel like he should be a relatively peaceful creature. However, he is still dangerous because if interpreted based on what we know about said cryptid, like I'm pretty sure it could rip my arms off. You know what I mean? Like the thing is massive, it's strong, it's a dangerous creature in that sense. But generally, I would think he's probably peaceful, probably just wants to hang out and chill. He's probably a real dude at heart.
I just meant, where did you pull that word from?
Which word?
Undangerous.
Oh, undangerous? Merriam-Webster's defines undangerous as something as being not too dangerous.
Excellent.
Much, very much.
Not quite docile, but not quite deadly. Somewhere in between.
I meant to ask you, Artie, are there like little Easter eggs in all of them that I haven't found yet?
Not all, but you will find stuff here and there.
Okay.
While you guys are chit-chatting, I'm going to bust into the extra stuff that you get when you order the package through Artie's Etsy channel, which is linked in the comments below. You should definitely go check out his stuff, get a coloring book, get some other stuff. Ooh, the Wendigo and the Sasquatch.
Yeah, that Wendigo painting is out of control.
It is. I know. I was torn when Artie was giving me the options for these. I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. But the Wendigo had to be one of them just because just that bloody maw that it's got. Like, I don't know if you guys can see. I'll share a better picture on here if Artie doesn't mind. Now I got to get some frames. I've got, though, I don't know if you guys, this is a little trivia for those of you who watch the channel and don't know, we've got two original pieces of Artie art here. The White Minotaur, which is what he surprised me with. If you want to check out that video, you can click on that there. And then the last time I ordered the Gnomes, Goblins, and Grottos, he sent also a little picture of a gnome that was drawn and colored and stuff. So I got that framed up there, and several prints around the house for that matter.
I'm honored.
I'm proud to have them up. You and we're lucky to know a lot of really talented artist people. Paul and Frank, and just I guess New England just breeds talent when it comes to like the arts, music, and all that. You got Brad making films, and all our friends are very talented. We're lucky to have the group of friends we have, I think. Except Jess, she sucks.
Fuck me. I'm more of a producer of talent, if you will.
The producer / seducer.
Yeah.
How are these colorings coming along?
I haven't colored in so long. This is like such like a, like, guys, get your coloring books and color because it is crazy.
I used to love to do, what was it? Picture pages? Man, those were some good times.
Calming as shit.
It is. It's very like meditative and relaxing.
Yeah, get your books, man. Get your first edition print. Did you go all the way in the back and look at the author photos? Because they're hilarious.
Yeah, you in the box there. Where's that from?
I wanted to go, like, obviously, when Stephen King does his author photos, he picks the stupidest, most ridiculous, goofy pictures of himself. And all the pictures I have of myself are stupid and goofy. So I was like, you know what? Here's a picture of me in a box. Like, that was from the Dr. Seuss Springfield Museum, I think.
Oh, okay.
And it just feels like it was perfect, like a perfect fit.
Just in a box.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
I was like, is this your final choice?
Yes, that was my first and only choice. I don't really have like, this is my headshot. So I'm like, here's a goofy picture of me. Just use it. It's the best it's going to get. This is so calming. Why don't I color more? Probably because I don't want to ruin books. To me, I'm ruining this by coloring it because I'm not like, it's not pristine and brand new anymore.
Your book, you're making it your own.
I know, I totally am. And I'm going to do the rest of them afterwards down the line. And if anybody wants a signed pre-colored book, feel free to fucking hit me up.
In some ways that could increase the value,
Pre-colored.
So that's something I thought about. A book with colored images and colorable ones.
Like pre-colored?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Bigfoot has fleshy ears, or do you think they're covered in fur?
Flesh ears? What do you mean?
Well, like if he was like all covered in fur, do his ears stick out like normal human ears?
Like flesh ears. Like, I feel like he has long fur on them, like a shaggy old man, but I think his ears are like flesh ears, I guess, if that's the terminology we're using.
Yeah, I think it's flesh ears.
Yeah.
That's the medical term.
Undangerous flesh ears.
I think it would be like cat or fox ears.
Like fuzzy.
Like
Thin-
pointed.
like a thin peach fuzz of hair on 'em.
Yeah, like
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like an old man gets, like one of you guys probably has.
Mine is smooth as a baby's bottom.
I mean, this book is amazing, but anything else coming up on the horizon, Mr. Neiman?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Well, I've got so much content for cryptid stuff. I could do it. Definitely doing a second volume and possibly a third.
Thanks for the takeover there. I was drawing a Bigfoot.
I figured.
here.
I was like, Jay's phased out. I'll Ed McMahon to your Johnny Carson, if you will.
Please do.
Hey, I'll do Ed McMahon. Keep this fucking classy, okay, people? Keep it classy. By the way, for everybody who's buying their coloring book after seeing this, you can get 12 colored pencils at the Dollar Tree for $1 to color your book in with.
12?
That's, yeah, I bought these at the Dollar Tree and I figured they wouldn't work, but they work just fine.
I imagine his eyes and that area being kind of like you've got on the front, like where it's fleshy and the fur just kind of comes everywhere else.
Probably like dog skin.
Dog skin and skin ears.
Peach fuzz ears and dog skin. I always think of Sasquatch as a peaceful and a mystical
I think
type
so
of
too.
cryptid.
They try to stay away from people so much. I think they're peaceful until they're like, all right, we've asked you to stay away like 40 times. Now it's time for us to throw a rock at you. You know what I mean?
That's when they get dangerous.
Yeah.
They're undangerous.
They're undangerous prior to that.
Yeah.
There's a tale. You guys can research it and if you can link the facts or whatever, but there was a hunter out in, he was probably out in like way up in Canada or whatever. And he might have been poaching, or he entered this land and he felt like a presence, like this extreme sensation of like get out, like a feeling. And he ignored it at first. Then he started to feel like something was watching him. Fear took over and fled, and he thought it was like a bear or something. So he ran and climbed a tree to hide. And this Bigfoot comes out of the woods, and he's like about 10 feet tall. So the guy was up in the tree, but the Bigfoot was able to just walk right up to him, like head height, like eye height.
Oh shit!
Walked right up to him, and he could feel like this like ESP or like
Telepathy type of thing.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sending him feelings like get out of here.
It's like a forest protector in a sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
What was the most challenging thing to draw in this book?
I redrew a lot of stuff. Most challenging was definitely the Thylacine.
The way the mouth was, is that why?
Yeah, their mouth is so odd. They're the actual only creature that there's real evidence of, like film.
Yeah.
That is undisputed. Like it's confirmed that they actually did exist.
The thing with them is like they died out in like 1936, but people still see them.
Well, we got a good friend out in the outback right now, out in the wilds, trying to find some, don't we?
Yeah. Neil's out there trying to look for him right now. I believe Neil has found evidence of it. He may not have physically touched one, but I think Neil has definitely found evidence of a living thylacine. That would be amazing. I know I'll never own one or see one in real life one day, and that bums me out. But just to be able to know they're out there somewhere would be crazy.
I'm sure they could clone one.
And by own one, I mean like have one as a pet, not a taxidermied one.
I mean, aren't they talking about cloning the woolly mammoth?
Yeah, and the thylacine.
Why not? Go for it. Let's see what we get.
But that's the thing. The woolly mammoth, yes, it's extinct, but the hoopla with the thylacine is instead of spending the money on cloning it, why not spend the money on research first?
True. Yeah.
What is that? An eraser?
Arch erasers are.
Arch erasers.
No eraser. I don't.
If you're erasing with anything other than arch, you're a stupid fool.
Get out of here with anything but arch.
So have you talked to him recently? Is he, what's going on with Neil? Yeah.
He has his Facebook page. He always updates the Thylacine awareness club. I'm saying it wrong. He was just out in the bush for a couple months, I think, filming some video for a TV project, maybe.
Nice.
I think he'll find one. If it's anybody, I hope it's him. He was like such a nice guy.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out that episode, we had a chance to sit down with Neil deGrasse Tyson and interview him.
No, if you guys want to check, it's right here. It was Neil Waters.
There you go.
He's a standout guest. He was great.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't they be out there somewhere in my dreams with their big, goofy mouths running around? Their mouths are so amazing.
It looks weird when you try to draw it. It doesn't look right.
No, because it's so how big and strange they are. It just looks fake type of situation.
It looks like abnormal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh no, I don't. His fingers. It's funny when you color this, you're like, all right, I'm done with this part. And then you're like, oh no, he extends over here.
A fun tidbit about the Thylacine piece is early on in the production, I did the actual Thylacine where you see the little family there.
Yeah, yep. I'm looking at it right now.
About, it was probably 4 or 5 months later. I was trying to finish the Thylacine. I was like, I need like 2 or 3 more pieces, and I only have that one. So I decided I would continue the image to make it like a 2-page spread.
Yeah.
And I just lined it up, and it worked out pretty nicely. It was like perfect.
That's awesome. And then you got the one over here, but I'd say you nailed it because there is a distinct look to the Thylacine, and to see it illustrated this way, it's just, I wouldn't think it was any other creature.
Thank you.
Yeah, seeing this in real life for the first time was amazing. It was like somebody brought down here's the tablets from Moses.
And it was handed to you. Yeah, I know that magical feeling, getting that in your hand for the first time.
Didn't you write the 10 Commandments?
Oh, yeah, no, in my free time, I wrote the 10 Commandments. That's how I work. In mysterious ways. I work in mysterious ways, they say. That's looking good. Jess, how's is yours coming along?
Doesn't look like Artie's, so I'm not holding mine up. That's for damn sure. Looks like this.
Nice. No, it looks great.
I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Like, I'm breaking my book.
No, it's like Artie said, you're making it your own. It's awesome, and now it's yours.
I might be having issues with my 10-plus-year-old twistables.
And they're not doing so well.
they're like crumbling in my hands.
So they're
here.
colored pencils that twist? What is the twistables?
Yeah, it's like a colored pencil, but you just twist the bottom and it sends the lead out.
That's awesome. So you don't have to sharpen them.
Right.
If you have not gotten your copy of this yet, everybody needs to go get a copy of this. Like now.
Like yesterday?
Like yesterday.
Like it has to be already ordered. You can't hesitate.
And if you live in the southeastern Massachusetts area, I believe you can get delivery. Is that correct?
Yes, within half an hour of me, I will personally deliver books.
Otherwise, you can go on Etsy and you get yourself a package. You get the coloring book, you get a print, you get a bookmark, and you get a smile. Because when you get that package, all you're going to want to do is smile.
And be smiling. Oh, show.
Oh, show. And then if you also are showing up in September, you can get the man himself to sign it in person.
Yeah.
You can touch my forearm for $300.
Yeah.
No, seriously, that's what I'm charging these days. So if anybody's interested, just let me know. Reach out. $300, you can touch my arm.
And it's a pretty sick deal.
That's steep.
It's the arm of a golden god.
Coloring is so calming. It is insane. My goodness.
Doing anything, drawing or coloring, it really is. It's just, And you can lose so much time in the process of this. It's like before you know it, the sun has gone down. You're like, oh shit! Like I've been coloring forever or drawing forever. Or
There's a lot of coloring videos on YouTube. Maybe I think my sister was saying my niece watches like people coloring books. So it's a big thing.
I was thinking of having coloring nights, like just doing live, like on Facebook or whatever.
That'd be awesome. I'd show up to that with a fresh book every single time.
Yeah, it's always so much more fun doing this like with other people. Like I could sit around and draw alone until I was blue in the face, and I love it. But like when I'm like inspired watching somebody draw and what they're doing, and it kind of molds what I'm doing. And
Totally, it's like inspirational to be with other people who are being creative.
Yep.
And I'm not artistic, so I'm just gonna ride you guys' coattails with this thing today.
Would you like to see Jess's rendition of My Last Supper?
That was the most artistic I'll ever be. I shot my load in that painting.
Is that what that is?
Yes, that's what that is.
That was blue or something.
You know why? Because I didn't have an Archie's eraser, so I had to do that instead. Is that the name of the eraser?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a drawer at all, like artistically. So
You're unartistic?
it was fun to be able to like collaborate with Artie because his drawing is amazing. So I could just do the words to his amazing drawings. It was way easier.
Jess, you showed the first text I had sent you about it. Like, it was like in about January. I was like, I want to do a new book. And
Yep.
I just don't know, like, I was thinking like maybe Cryptids. I think Cryptids has enough material that I could do like a pretty good book, you know, like a lot of diversity. And I was like, I wonder if Jess would like to join me in this adventure. And I was like, I sent her a message and she was all about it, like completely in 100%. And I was like psyched. I totally got the ball rolling and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just as excited to go back and read all of this now as I am to see all the drawings. So,
Well, it's funny too, because I'm very like, all right, so do you want this by tomorrow? Because I can have it ready for you by tomorrow. Artie's like, I have to draw everything. So calm down, first of all.
mm-hmm.
Is a phoenix a cryptid?
No.
Or some of the other, I had a bunch that I sent.
Yeah.
Wanted to be in the book, but it was more like fantasy creatures.
You could do a fantasy one. I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Myths and Legends book would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I was pushing Artie towards next after his next cryptid book?
What's that?
Is a conspiracy theory coloring book.
What would the pages be?
Nothing like too deep, but like.
Could you do like Kennedy? Like,
Yes. I mean, obviously you could do the grassy knoll. You couldn't do Kennedy. You'd have to add your own. You could use your red coloring pencil for that, I guess. But like the Denver airport has all that conspiracy behind it, with the big blue horse. That would be amazing. I think an adult, straight adult, cryptid, my God, conspiracy theory, not cryptid. Coloring book would be amazing. Like the Illuminati symbol. Color your own Illuminati symbol. Do your own Bilderberg or whatever the owl thing is. I think it would be amazing.
You could do like a page where people have to actually interpret, like using code and like figure things out. And
You get a decoder ring with every purchase.
An alphabet of terms or a glossary, rather.
I think you have a list started for that one, Artie. So do you just hit me up whenever you're ready?
I just got to send you the message and you'll be like, here.
It's a go. And I'm like, here's the list.
Ready.
Well, it's exciting. I have like lots of ideas I want to do, but I have no like art. Like I said, I don't draw or anything like that. And I don't like AI. So I don't like using AI to generate ideas. I'd rather have an artist.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think we all appreciate that.
We did a video about AI a couple months ago.
You can check it out right here.
Right there.
It's over here.
Mm-hmm.
Up to the left.
With cryptids, a lot of stuff is coming through as AI. So you can't, they're like, oh, look, it's this in the woods. And it's getting harder and harder for people to believe in anything because everything's faked so well right now. You can't You can tell anybody you found or saw anything and they'd believe it because of that. It's bullshit.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, a Thylacine popped up, and it was like actual footage of it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And then, of course, I started reading, and they're like, "Oh, this is AI. This is AI," and that does suck because you don't know anymore. It's gotten to the point where it's pretty much good enough to fool anybody.
A lot of like ghost videos and all that. It just sucks. Ooh, there you go, Artie. Bing, bing, trademark. Paranormal one. Famous ghosts.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking volume 2 of the Cryptids. It's going to be a lot more spooky stuff.
No, I'm writing that down right here on a famous ghost.
Like one I was learning about the other day is the hide behind. They are chilling.
Nobody owns a ghost.
Unless it's the ghost of George Washington. I actually do have the rights to his ghost.
Or Christmas Past, because I feel like those ghosts are trademarked. He is so cute. This is so far.
Aw, see? You're an artist. There you go.
No, I'm not. I'm coloring. I'm coloring inside somebody's already drawn art, which is...
No, if you're an inker, you're not.
The inker bit is from Chasing Amy, right?
Yeah. It truly isn't too. I think all inkers need to be defended here because when you take an illustration, I don't care if you're Jim Lee or Todd McFarlane, and hand it to an inker, it changes the dynamics and the color and the lighting. It just not the color, but it just changes it in such a defined way. It's really neat. So here's the props to all the inkers out there.
I can totally attest to that. And inking really brings stuff to the next level, brings it to life.
That's what I always say.
I tried looking for it. I think it was for Jess most recently, but this guy, when I was working at Metro, he was telling me a Sasquatch story, and he showed me a picture he had that his friend had sent him. And I took a picture of the picture that was on his phone. But I promised I would never share it with anyone. I would show people, but never share it because I wanted it to be secret. But now it's buried in 5,000 pictures that are spread past my Google Photos for forever, So Tim came into Metro, showed me this picture. And he's like, my friend Jimmy, he lives off the grid up in the mountains. He's way up. Another Canada reference, but let's say, maybe it was Montana or somewhere Midwest. And I guess this guy, he likes hunting. He doesn't have, he catches his own meals and just lives up there for months at a time. He comes down every once in a while. So I don't know what, check on family or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's sitting out there one night and he starts hearing. He has a cabin that is, and they build them up about 6 feet. So the bottom is open. They're on stilts. I guess it's to keep bears from breaking your doors down and stuff.
That would make sense, yeah.
Or other things. So his cabin is already suspended up in the air about 10 feet. And he hears this banging on the walls. So what the heck is this? And he looks out one of his windows and there's a face looking in the window at him.
Oh my God.
So creepy.
And he took 2 or 3 pictures of it. You can see there's a picture of it looking right in. And then there's a picture of it turned, it's walking away.
That's creepy as hell.
Yeah, it's very creepy. If I find it, I will. Well, I can't share it. I promised I would be
Fair enough. We'll do an artist interpretation.
Yeah.
All right. It's great because it's all lit by the TV set. You can see his face, and it takes you a minute to be like, what am I looking at here? You have to, when you see an image, you're like,
yeah.
What is it? Then it lines up for you, and you can see it perfectly.
Did I ever tell you guys, I feel like this is the first time on national television this story has been told.
This is breaking news on the podcast.
Breaking news. So it was a while ago because I had General, and I was walking her up the street, and I saw something that I'm not going to say it was a Bigfoot, straight Bigfoot. It was something like that. It was something that loped across the street is the only way I can use the word for it. and its hind legs were higher than its front legs. So it was like this.
Sounds
Running
like a
across the
werewolf. I think you saw a werewolf.
It was werewolf body-like, but like, I don't know. It wasn't a bear. I don't know what I saw. It was something strange. That's the only thing I can describe it as. And I just turned, like, tucked tail and made General run home because I was so scared. And there's a big quarry over there with like woods and caves and whatnot. And so, I don't know. I saw something. I don't want to say a Bigfoot, but something Bigfoot-like. And it was the most horrifying fucking feeling because you were saying like your brain can't picture what it's seeing at first. Like it takes a while for your brain to adjust to the way things look and move when they don't look and move like they're supposed to.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever had any kind of cryptid encounter, ghostly, I guess maybe spiritual, whatever you want to call it. But I can't think of any time that I saw a critter or a creature that I couldn't describe what I was seeing, or I couldn't have assumed it was something else. I would love to see something like that, but I never have, unfortunately.
It's weird because you think you want to, and then like I've always been like, oh, imagine how cool it. And then I see something like that up the street, and my whole body like was like, run, bitch, save yourself. Like you have to go. And all I could do, I just saw it run across the street, and like the light from the overhead, like the street lamp. I don't know. And I had like a 90-pound dog with me. It's not like I was by myself, but your body immediately goes primal and you want to run away, I think.
Yeah, there is. Well, that's the whole fight or flight thing where it's just like, what do I do here?
I don't think I have fight. I think I just have flight.
It's just flight. Yeah.
Mine's like flight and flight.
What's going on? My kitties are fighting.
Oh.
They do that.
I have one cat that every night now I hear it says, hello, hello. And it sounds like he's saying hello. And it took me like 2 or 3 nights before I realized that it was a cat, because I kept thinking, are the kids awake? Like it's like 2 a.m, 3 a.m. No, it was the cat, and it freaked me out for a few nights.
Mm-hmm. That's another cryptid. I think that I'm not trying to give away secrets, but are there any cats in the upcoming Cryptids Part 2 book, Artie? Any BBC? Well,
This is Wado.
Okay.
He's a talker too. He says hello, and
Oh,
he's a chunky monkey. Is that why? Is Wade more of a chunky monkey than Pearl is?
they're both pretty chunky, but Wade is always stocky.
I don't know how much you want to give away about your next venture, but are there any BBCs in it? Speaking of cats.
What?
What?
big
Not
black
that kind
cats?
I feel like I used a swear. What's the matter?
What does BBC mean to you?
Big black cats. What does it mean to you?
Obviously.
Yeah,
Where's your
obviously.
mind, Artie?
How about ABCs? Alien black cats.
Beast of Exmoor.
There you go.
Cats, just in general, I mean, there's something very otherworldly about cats to me. They're definitely not, I don't feel like they're just native to this planet. There's something very special about them, and I think they know it.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. So does that mean that maybe I wasn't seeing a ghost cat in the house, but it was a cryptid cat? Could be. Could be.
Maybe there was a beast of Taunton Moor.
Is the Beast of Bray Road a cat? That was the puma that got loose, right? And it was hunting people for like decades.
The beast of Bray Road, I thought, was a...
Is that Bray Road or Exmoor?
No, Exmoor. Bray Road is like werewolfish.
Yeah.
Dogman
Exmoor.
werewolf. Would you rather come across a dogman or a Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
Yeah. What about an unhappy Bigfoot? Or whatever the term is they used earlier. A dangerous one, not an undangerous one, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if I'm going out, that's not a bad way to go out. You know what I mean?
That's a hell of an obituary.
He died fighting a squatch.
Yeah.
That's after I beat a bear. That's what I'm going after next.
I saw a lot of pictures of the bear in your yard, but I didn't see any video of you fighting the bear.
Well, I do have a training montage video I'm working on right now. It's going to show everybody how I'm going to take on a bear. It's called the tuck and roll technique. Jess knows about it. I've talked to her about it, but the thing's going to be coming at me. We can talk about this like it was a Sasquatch too, so it'll be still in theme with tonight. But if a Sasquatch is coming at me, I just got to roll to the side. I've got my katana in hand. I'm taking out a hamstring or, I'm going for a nice weak spot on it. It's injured. It's wounded. I've got the advantage at this point. I'm going to drive my sword. Well, I don't want to get into great detail. I don't want it to get out there and let all the
Squatches are watching this now and they're going to be like, oh, taking notes.
Yeah, I'm huge with the Squatch community. It's crazy. I think because they know I'm coming for them one day.
I hear a lot of presumption.
A lot.
With your system.
I have the ability to see how a bear is going to react to my attack.
Presumption he walks around with a katana is number one.
That's true. That I had the perfect opportunity, to be completely honest. If I was ever going to fight a bear, I had the great, it was right there. I could have gone out with my sword, but the fact of the matter is I don't want to really bring harm to a living creature. I'd love to know, like if I could run a simulation, I'd love to see the outcome based on my theory of what would happen and what would actually happen. It would be entertaining, at least.
It would be entertaining to watch.
Chat GPT.
I could tell it to write a story about how I fought a bear and what happened. I mean, because if I write it, I'm going to be biased. Let's face it. I'm winning that fight. I don't know. Maybe 20 years ago.
How did
maybe
you get
30
so
years
much
ago.
coloring done so soon?
I've just been sitting here in awe watching him move from the browns with green.
I think I take too long to color.
No, you don't. You're doing your pace. When's the last time you colored?
Oh, oceans of time ago.
It's like telling a wizard he's late. A wizard is never late. He arrives just on time.
There's no wrong way.
I know. I'm just surprised at how much you've gotten done. Because I'm not looking up, and then I look up. I'm like, holy shit.
Luckily, I can afford to color and draw all day, pretty much. At the time, so that my bank account disappears. But I love walking through the woods and going on hikes and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm one of those live up in a cabin in Montana guys, but go for a walk for a couple hours and then go home after type of situation.
Would you ever do it? Have you ever thought about it?
Like going up in the mountains off a grid somewhere?
Yeah, or even buying a house like in Montana somewhere, in the woods or something.
I'll never say no.
I had to erase something on my page, and now I kind of don't like the way it looks, and I'm going to fucking start over, and I'm pissed.
It's just a happy accident, Jess.
Yeah.
No.
Part of making it your own.
Mm-hmm. Well, my own is a fucking happy accident, I guess. I'm going to start a new page.
Yeah, the thing with crayons is it never really totally goes away. You can lighten it.
Yeah.
It's always going to be there to some degree. But the arch erasers,
they'll get rid of anything.
get everything out.
What are the erasers for pencil and pen, or just pencil?
Just pencil. I've never trusted those pen erasers.
No? Oh, was that his foot? Or is it gross?
They never work when I need it.
Jay, what are you drawing? Give us a sneak peek. I don't want to wait until this is...
He's working on something else. Oh, a squatch?
It's like human Squatch Man.
He's got a tank top and he's wearing a nice gold chain with a big dollar symbol on it. Urban Squatch.
That just made me think of Harry and the Hendersons, and I might have to dig up. Classic movie.
Fucking classic Bigfoot movie.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think Bigfoot would be okay with or offended by Harry and the Hendersons?
Probably offended because he looks pretty goofy in it. Doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks doofy.
You think he looks doofy? I love his character.
Not the way he acts. Not the way they portrayed like his looks, but the way he acts. Isn't he like, ooh, a fridge? Like he doesn't know.
Yeah, he's like a fish out of water.
Yeah. I mean, they're smart enough to stay the hell away from us, so he can't be that stupid.
Well, he got hit by a
He was
car.
concussed.
I think I'm done with this one. I'm going to start on a new page.
Trade.
Nice. Looks fantastic. Those leaves look great. The fur looks great. You can see the shading on it. Boom.
Yeah.
Now you just up the value of it. That looks awesome.
Well done.
I'm just gonna half color everything in the book and give it to somebody else to do the other half. I think that would be cool.
Oh, the old pass off. All right, that's fun.
We should have shipped it around and like send it to everyone we know. And you know what I've done a lot lately is I've loosened my grip. I have like kind of played with holding the pencil a little differently. I never did that. I've always been a tight gripped person when I'm drawing. I have a hard time being light and loosey goosey. I always get really tight on it. But I've noticed lately I've been able to kind of give that up a little bit.
Sweet. Different pressures make a big difference. I'm noticing that I'm starting to apply more pressure than I usually do with the crayons and colored pencils.
Yeah, you can see it on right there where you're coloring, where it's getting deep and darker, where the shadows are hitting it. And
yeah, like you can keep adding layers, kind of, and you feel the wax starting to like build up.
that's what I always loved about those markers too. You know, it's like you start with like, you know, just one layer, and then you want it a little darker. You just add a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and
that's why I love painting. Painting has completely changed my life, especially artistically.
I don't know if my camera's not going to focus that well, but I don't know if you guys saw that.
That's an original. Oh, I'll show you the original Sasquatch.
That's an OG right there.
that's a nice frame too. Looks good on it.
It was so nerd-wracking picking out a frame because I wanted, like, I don't know. It was like, what frame goes well with a chupacabra? Like, it's so, it's like, I want the museum quality glass.
I want the best of the best.
Holy
18
shit.
by
That's awesome.
24, just like the chupa is, I believe.
Yep. Wow. From your mind to painting to book.
There it is, folks. That's called a dream coming
The
true
original.
right there.
That's awesome. The OG.
And that is for sale for $7,000 on Etsy.
Yep.
That is on your Etsy?
No way. Not yet. Part of the private collection.
Okay. Somebody would scoop that up if you threw that up there. So
I'll show you Wendy too.
And the camera do these no justice either. To see them in person is a whole other thing. Like night and day.
everybody needs to go to Cryptid Fest and buy Artie's stuff in September because it's insane. If you like cryptids, go get your very own representation of Chupacabra, Bigfoot, Wendigo, Squamp,
Whatever you're looking for.
Yeti, I think.
Is there a list of, have you started a list of vendors and guests and so on and so forth?
Yep. I'll be putting all of that on the website, but
Cool.
yeah, we're chock full.
Here's a nest.
There she is.
Yep.
Since she's in the book.
That's so awesome.
I remember the original that had the boat with the
That
fisherman.
says to turtles. But the fisherman idea ended up in the coloring book.
Oh, nice.
Was Wendy?
She's not in the book, but she will be in book 2. Here's the original. Well, the 18 by 24.
Wow.
That's so good, the lighting and everything on
Yeah.
that.
It's such a good Wendigo representation.
Mm-hmm. Scares the hell out of me.
I did a mix as I was researching. The original, the horns were added later with Guillermo del Toro's, I think it's called Thorns or something, or Roots, or
Yeah.
Actually even before that, like in the 70s or something, the horn wielding representations of Wendigo.
Yeah, like his fauno.
But before that, he was just like a ghoul kind of.
Yeah.
That's a good mix, yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to do like
I can't.
mostly ghoul, but also the horns look cool.
I can't think of the word ghoul without thinking of Charlie from Always Sunny.
All right, what are some of your likes?
Ghouls.
I'm into ghouls.
Did you ever see that they revisited that on a future episode?
Or whether or not ghouls exist or
They do, though.
No, they don't.
No, they do.
You've never seen
Yes, I have seen them.
Ghouls are real, everybody. Ghouls are real.
Ghouls are real.
I don't know if you saw that yet. This picture is also ghoulish and amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell if I'm showing it because the book's in front of my face, but look at how amazing.
No, you got
Showing
it.
both.
Yeah, I was admiring that. I really like that one too.
Which one do you like?
Very
The house one, the chimney one, or the tree one?
The chimney.
Oh, nice.
Oh, speaking of trees, that's another. It's not really a cryptid so much as a cryptid, but maybe something different cryptid wise. The tree, the man-eating tree. I think that would be a really cool painting for you.
I love trees. And
yeah, there's a specific name. Hold on a second. I think I did a screenshot so I could send it to you. I mean, I would consider it just a cryptid-like plant, I guess is the nicest way to put it.
but there's Venus flytraps in like the Amazon that could eat a person.
Right here. That one. I think you would be able to do amazing things with that.
Hell yeah.
I want to create a.
Yeah.
If you draw that, let's make a D&D character out of it. I mean, a monster out of it.
So,
That'd be fun.
It's a man-eating tree in Africa called the ICU. The Tivo is the regular name for it, but the ICU is like the Americanized name. It's a man-eating tree that can be found in Africa and Central America. I think
that's fucked up.
do they have proof of these?
No, there's no proof of the man-eating tree because they clear-cut the rainforest and got rid of it.
No more.
It's always the way.
It doesn't hunt humans, but it will not back down from the chance of devouring one. Is like such a cool like thought that it's basically the premise of The Happening by M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong?
Yeah. I also did sanding yesterday.
Yo, that's mad carpentry skills right there.
Mm-hmm. Like Jesus Christus.
Yeah.
You know what would be a cool idea is to create a monster manual of all original monsters, like 100 or 50, and come up with all the stats for them using your art and do a custom monster manual. Because you can publish those like on guild masters sites and stuff like that where you can buy PDFs and things like that.
I've often thought about that, and I've thought about how hard and quickly Wizards of the Coast would send a cease and desist order against me.
Why? Monster
No, they
manuals.
have an open license. You can use their stuff, and they're cool with it. Because that was a big thing. Yeah, a few months ago, Wizards of the Coast was going to shut that down, and their fan base were like, "Oh, see you later, Wizards of the Coast," and like people abandoned their accounts and just like totally fled from Wizards of the Coast, and they're like, "Whoa, sorry." Yeah, if you look it up, there's a whole story about their license and how it's always been open license, so you can use the D20 rules. And sell your own merchandise. You just can't use like their art or anything like that.
Well, this is old Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast. But I had reached out to them. I forget why, but I wanted to send them some of my artwork I think it was for Magic cards. They were looking for people to do Magic art. And I was like, "Oh, cool! What does this entail? How do I go about sending?" They sent this form letter back via email saying, "Any art you send us is ours. All your rights to it are surrendered to us. The minute you send any samples or any artwork for us to look at."
Wow.
If in the future you see like a publication or anything by us that happens to feature anything remotely resembling your artwork down to the finest detail, so they could literally just print it exactly, you have no legal claims to it. So I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, no, I would never. Yeah, they were really strict back in the day. TSR when they owned the company. I think 5th edition like really opened the door, and there's a lot of other publishing companies now putting out 5th edition material, which I think is a cool thing because then everybody gets a chance at putting out something cool that everybody can share in.
Yeah, but I get it. If you create something, you want to be able to benefit and from it and stuff.
Finished as mine is getting.
Yeah.
If I keep coloring it, I'm going to fuck it up.
That's the voice. You have to listen to that voice. You work on it.
That told me to stop coloring.
Yeah, it'll say it's done.
It's
Okay.
done. There you go.
You gotta sign it then.
Sign it. Once you sign it,
I
you
can't
touch
sign
it
it.
ever again.
It's not my drawing.
That's Artie's rule. I like that rule.
Well, the rule is you sign under the penciler and inker. If
Okay.
you're the colorist.
No, I'll come back to
I don't
it.
know if my signature is on that one.
It is. It's down the
Oh,
bottom.
cool. Yeah, just sign under it.
I'll sign right over the page numbers that aren't on here. I think you cut the page numbers off.
No. There are no page numbers.
No, but the list has pages next to it.
If you
Oh,
count the
yeah.
pages by hand, you will see that they.
Get to
another,
counting,
Yeah,
bitches.
There's another cryptid
that
for
was
you.
something for me that I forgot to remove.
Well, if you love counting as much as I love counting, it would be great if you would consider subscribing to the channel. I want to thank my two good friends for coming out tonight, Jess and Artie. I always love doing stuff with you guys, and I always, I wish you guys the best in all your endeavors. This coloring book, Cryptidbits with General Tidbits, and your Etsy channel, or Etsy page rather. So thank you guys very much for spending some time with me tonight.
Thank you for this opportunity, sir.
Thanks for having us and coloring with us.
Anytime.
Absolutely. See you next one.
I just wanted to take a minute and thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Vodkast Friends. It really means the world to me. I know these episodes are a little bit long and very specific, so I do appreciate you taking the time to check these out. And if you guys are loving the content I'm creating as much as I love creating the content you guys are watching, would you please consider subscribing to the channel? We are on the road to 1,000, and I know we will eventually get there. However, I would love to get there before the end of the year. We are on the road to 50 right now, and before the year, well, just after the year is over, in February, I will be turning 50. So if we could make it by then, I'd be thrilled, and I'm going to need your support. So if there's anything you guys can do by sharing this, and I do want to thank you guys for sharing it as you have shared it in the past. If you guys continue to do that, and I think we'll get there by the end of the year. So thank you guys for checking out this episode, and don't forget to make somebody smile today and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who cannot take care of themselves, for they are the ones that need it the most. And if no one has told you today that they love you, the Vodcast loves you very much, just the way you are. All right, guys, do no harm. I'm Jason Oliveira. This is the Vodcast Friends, and I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road to 50. Take care and happy adventuring.
Don't go to sleep with a catch it in your pocket.